Yes. Fantastic. Amazing. Well, once again, good day or good morning to everyone, and welcome to a discussion inviting you to debunk the myths and misconceptions about agile and product-led growth. And during this session, I hope you're going to be likely to be triggered to a discussion, be challenged by others, maybe you challenge others, and I hope to have a couple of good laughs and jokes together with us. So David did a introduction. Thank you so much. But maybe you are wondering, so why do I feel entitled to pick up this topic as such? So I'm Kadri Nieuwmans, and my career started in 1990s in Estonia. Back then, economically, we had nothing else than our two hands and razor sharp focus on keeping our freshly found independence. And we had to really fast track to modernize and digitize the economy to survive. And unlike current beliefs, where failure is considered a learning experience, the failure for us would have meant going back into a certain group of countries. So failure really for us was not an option. And when I moved to the Netherlands 2003 and later on to UK to London, I was actually shocked and surprised and flabbergasted, to use English words, to find out that what we considered in Estonia as digital baseline, what we were able to build up in 10 years, was really something ungraspable to Europeans. So for instance, for us, it was completely normal that you could pay for a basket of apples in the middle of forest with a credit card. Or when you were lost in a city, you took your Nokia phone, the old one, with a teeny tiny screen, but you could see the street and the address that you were up at. These things were totally considered as utopia back then, 2003. So since then, I have spent more than 20 years sort of helping enterprises in different verticals, sectors, and geographies to create business and customer value based on my experience in agile and product-led growth, because what we did was agile and product-led growth in Estonia without knowing the name of the methodologies. We just did it. So today, I'm a part of EPAM family, and we are a global leader of digital platform engineering and product development. I have more than 50,000 colleagues who are all dedicated agilists and product-led growth evangelists. And our agile competency centers in different locations globally, and our global product management and business analysis practice are providing the business and customer value to our clients from training, consultancy, and transformation. So working with multitude of clients over the last year, I've noticed a growing trend, alarming trend, where agile and product-led growth concepts and principles are misunderstood, are misused, and even occasionally positioned against each other. And I'm here today to take a pulse about your beliefs and attitudes, and to discuss the benefits and possible pitfalls of those methods. We are all at Agile conference, so I hope that everybody in the room is a dedicated Agilist. But I would like to understand how many of you have worked with product experts, so a product owner, product manager, head of product, anything product related. So if you have, please give a thumb. And I'm obviously, as I'm sharing my screen, I can't see your thumbs, but give a thumb, and then Dovi will hopefully help me to understand, are there any thumbs, other people who have worked with product experts?
I do sometimes.
Okay, I hope that it was overwhelming majority. And I hope that every thumb is actually representing a successful collaboration experience. Let's take it much higher. Let's check how many of us can spot the product-led growth characteristics. And for that, I would like to invite everybody on the call into a Menti so that we could have a good discussion. And just so you know, everyone who is actively contributing to the discussion and sharing their ideas will get a LinkedIn Learning 1-year subscription from EPAM for free. We like discussion, we like to dispute, because from discussion, the greatest, the best ideas emerge. So please, people, if you could if you could join the Menti for the discussion, that'd be lovely. I see 2 thumbs. So let's give people a minute to join. Thumbs are growing. That's great. Just for those who join the call maybe later, everybody who contributes actively to the discussion and shares ideas will get LinkedIn Learning 1-year free subscription from EPAM. Jump in, head on.
It's a great opportunity.
I see 10 people. I don't know how many people are on the call. I think I'm going to start with a quiz. So which one is product-led growth? We have 2 methodologies. One is prioritizing creating business value from solving customer needs. And the other one is emphasizing creating a customer-centric response to change. And apologies, my screen, the text is very small, but if you have joined the Menti, you should have a bigger copy. Please vote, this or that. Yeah, 5 people have voted, 6 have voted. We have a few people to go. Interesting. Which one is product-led growth? So business value from customer needs or customer-focused, customer-centric response to change. Excellent. Everybody have voted. Looks like we have some real product-led growth experts in the room. Kudos also to those who guessed correctly. So the right answer was the self-sustaining cycle of growth is more of the product-led. I will now present you with a series of hypotheses and ask you to agree or disagree with those. And the hypotheses will be controversial to trigger you to and invite you to a discussion. Fasten your seatbelts, people. Agile focus on speed and customer need rarely considers business value. Please vote if you agree, disagree, strongly agree, or strongly disagree. Whoa. Excellent. Very strong opinions. Love it. 8 people have voted. 10 have voted. Excellent. 11 have voted. Fantastic. Fantastic. We have very polarizing opinions. We have strongly disagreeing and disagreeing in majority, and a couple of people are strongly agreeing. So I would like now you to invite and participate in the actual discussions. So if you voted for strongly disagree, I would hope to find somebody who would unmute themselves and then say why they strongly disagree with the statement.
Maybe I could try, if I treated the question right, that Agile focus on speed and customer need and rarely considers business value.
Yeah.
Meaning that, yes, you consider business value because it's the customer need, right? As it is interpreted by our product owners to us. Mm-hmm. So they vocalize as business value and becomes customer need. And Agile focus, of course, speed on the market. And really this customer need. That's how I treated it.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that if the product owner is focusing also on the business value, then this statement is untrue. Anybody else would like to say something about strongly disagreeing with the statement?
I do believe that the alignment between customer need and business value is very close. Sometimes we cannot sacrifice on need and value when it comes to delivering faster. It is much better to deliver quality that brings value to the business, but also addresses the need of the customer at the same time at a moderate pace while considering every beneficial aspects to both the business and the customer would be the best approach to do. Of course, agile is about speed as well, but it is mostly about speed of adaptation to customer needs and the business changes, the market changes, rather than speed of delivery. At the end of the day, if we still go back to speed, it's speed of bringing value at a faster pace compared to any other traditional modules of business or practically project delivery. So this is my perspective.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to give it a go?
Yeah, I will try. Business focus on value, or agile focus on speed. This is misconception overall. It should work hand by hand. So agile should tailored to business needs. So this is not different company. This is same business.
Thank you. Now, I would like to ask the strongly agreeing party to maybe speak up and contribute and see if we can counter argument. %8 of participants voted for strongly agree, so please be so bold and unmute yourself and express your opinion, please.
I can voice the opinion that is in the comments that I need, and not from from the author that it is an answer to this question currently.
No, it's actually it's actually about the previous. So it's actually the comments supporting strongly disagree. But I'm a big believer that sometimes it's interesting to imagine how can you come on another side. So if I try to support the strongly agree side, I would say, yeah, well, I've seen many agile teams that, let's say, not talk enough about the business value. So often they start with just customer, needs and this and that, not necessarily thinking, okay, how that will actually help with some marginal gains in terms of, our, I don't know, if that feature will be actually used widely, and if it's like some, I don't know, premium feature. So essentially, what will be the impact on the bottom line, right? So I think sometimes there is indeed the tendency not to have enough of those conversations. So there is this ultimate focus on, okay, so users kind of need it, but that not necessarily, looking at the scale of that need, because sometimes indeed there are so many things that people need that you roll out the feature and then the adoption rate is like less than 1%.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be something to support the strongly agree opinion.
Thank you for being able to also come to the other side. I think as a practitioner of both methods, I think it's incredibly easy to slip into pleasing the customer. And I need to also remind myself continuously of into a place, okay, yes, people will be super happy, but what's the business value? And we are not alone here. I'm not going to name any brand names, but if we look at the biggest and the best and very famous companies, there is a technology conglomerate that helps people to connect to each other and create communities. And I'm pretty sure that we have used this company. And they have been delighting the customers since 2004. And people have looked at this organization as product-led, customer-focused, agile organization. However, cracks have appeared. Their recent mass layoffs have actually highlighted a risk of relying solely on customer satisfaction without contributing or thinking about how all this change is contributing to the bottom line. In short, making people happy is not going to pay the bills, and we need somebody to pay our salaries and technology so that tomorrow we can still keep on delivering this customer value. So let's look at maybe the next statement. Again, a controversial statement to get your discussion going, to get our discussion going. Agile autonomy can lead to fragmented product or customer experience and subpar value. So we have agile autonomy, and that can potentially lead to a fragmented product or customer experience and hence also subpar value. Please do vote. Whoa. Okay. Interesting. There are no strong statements anymore. People are probably, maybe, or hopefully not afraid of being called out and asked to contribute into the discussion. Thank you for strong feelings as well. So 6 people have voted. Please do vote. Make your opinion known.
I think our previous conversation already leads to some to controversial points, right? That's why agreement is now like rising. So we try to compare theoretical knowledge with practical ones, how it really is being delivered, right? And sometimes, yes, what is about Agile, we try to do MVPs, right? But it's like fragments. It's not the whole picture. But we're supposing that our end users and at least our product owners and stakeholders know what they actually aiming to do. And talking about MVPs, we try to make the bills, right? To deliver something that could be not fantastic looking, fancy, but what actually delivers the real functionality that we can use. For example, if we're doing with insurance, we can make the insurance company do these insurance contracts with the end users, but of course, the tool set will be not that fancy one at that time, at that stage, but then they get the user's feedback about UX and whatsoever, if they have funds for that, of course.
It's interesting that here we have more people who agree and less people who disagree. So I would like the representatives of disagreement, actually, could you please unmute yourself and counterbalance this statement?
They just disagree.
We have
Hello,
30% of people. Thank you.
I was actually one of the people that strongly disagreed. Agile itself, it's, I would say, quite a general term. Within Agile, there are different frameworks that ensure both the autonomy and also the synchronization towards the end product. One of them could be like SAFe, for example. It's a scaled Agile methodology that ensures the autonomy of fragments where different features and modules of the product are being developed autonomously, but then again ensures that everything is brought together at the end to create a seamless product. So I don't think autonomy itself creates fragmentation if it's set up properly and ensures that everything comes together properly at the end. There are different synchronization, different events, different artifacts, different, I would say, methods to ensure that all of them come together. We shouldn't just see, let's say, the faults on badly applied methods to create counter arguments to something that is bringing change and it's bringing, let's say, the best possible method to creating products at the end. If it's not working for you, it means that you're doing the wrong thing, or you're using the wrong method, or you're not really taking advantage of all the aspects of that method that you're trying to apply. Or if you know the norm, you can also know how to diverse from it. There is always hybrid possibilities within the Agile frameworks that ensures you to a seamless end product without creating fragmentation. In scaled methodologies, I think this is one of the best examples possible where you have established different events, products, and roles specific to ensuring this doesn't happen. So I don't think it's an in-between. It's just a matter of using the tools that the framework has, using the knowledge, studying, and applying specific method to a specific business scenario.
Thank you very much. I think you already touched upon a combination of applying agile and product-led growth. I mean, probably we are all we can name the brands that have disappointed us in digital space with a feature overkill or like fragmented customer experience. If I think about how many experiments can a site or a app have because of agile autonomy, if there is nobody orchestrating the end-to-end my customer experience, things can turn bad pretty quickly, because as a customer, I could have every day a different test on the same page, multiple feature owners, etc., etc. So that can be daunting. So probably there is a need for overarching orchestration and coordination and alignment to a product strategy. Also here, I can name you an example of the best slipping into not into the best place. A digital music and podcast streaming company had severe issues a few years ago with inconsistent user interfaces across the mobile and desktop and web apps. And as a result, there was a lot of customer unhappiness, gruntled customers, and it created them a PR problem. So to address this, they indeed switched to a centralized model that sort of combined the agile approach with overall product strategy to ensure this consistency of customer experience across all the platforms, while also maintaining the autonomy and getting the best out of it. So again, here, a good moment to think, yes, let's do agile, but let's sharpen the focus with business and customer experience value. Let's take the third statement. Let's see how we feel about that one. Agile trades speed and adaptability for a short-lived impact. How do we feel about this one? Okay. The votes are coming in. That's good. Yeah. We have everybody disagreeing so far. That's good. Okay, 10 people voted. Okay, there is a brave somebody who agrees with the statement. Few people to go. So could we maybe start with strongly disagreeing statements here? Overwhelming majority is strongly disagreeing. Anybody who would like to reason, please.
I mean, I've spoken quite a few times, but I don't mind speaking again.
Please do, please do.
Thank you. Practically, I don't think that Agile has a short-lived impact. Agile methodology in itself is about speed, is about adaptability, is about perceiving the market changes, the changes in the need of their users to be able to create fast impact and be able to change the course of the product development on the long run. Meaning that not just because we're doing it for now because it's trendy now, but everything that changes within the market and the user needs can impact the rest of the product development, meaning that things can become obsolete, that things that we considered important to our users, if our demographics change, is if the needs of our user changes, if the technology or the platforms that we work with change. So I think the impact is drastic, and it's fundamental through the way that product exists in itself in the time of change. and of course the course that it takes in the future with the change and the need that the user might have, or even the business, if the business strategy change. So I think it's not a trade-off. I think it is the way that the method is supposed to work in itself. So it's a foundation of the profitability and the effectiveness of the method itself.
And how do we then ensure that exactly this balanced approach is continued and guarded? So who is the guardian, and how do we do it the best?
Usually, in my perspective, is product management, product ownership. Of course, the continuous feedback that you get from exposing your product, be that to your stakeholders or to your end users. So the continuous circulation of information and feedback between all parties. As you get new information, it is important that let's say the backlog of your product is revisioned, that everything is maintained, things are prioritized, things become obsolete as the need, let's say, diminishes or the need changes. And it's especially for products that live on or develop, it is very important to be able to keep that line of communication back and forth healthy, and be able to change your requirements based on those changing needs. So if you don't maintain your backlog, if you don't reflect not only on what you're doing now, but on the items that are coming from for the future, then of course you will fail your mission, and you won't be able to keep the course of action. It will be a detour and you're back on track, rather than you're creating a new perspective, a new direction towards where your product needs to be.
So we are massively dependent on the qualities of the product expert and their communication and forward looking abilities.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Having strategies in product development ensures that you remain mainstream, you remain competitive towards other platforms that are either existing or emerging as your product exists, because there is always the possibility that a new company with bright minds, with geniuses, come up with a new idea that takes the market by the storm and just makes you irrelevant anymore. So to be able to keep up with those upcoming new companies, new ideas, new generations, new features, you have to keep yourself up to date to the market needs, be able to embrace change, and be able to create new courses of action to further develop your product and maintain, of course, the core values of what you represent as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, also here, before I ask the agreeing party to speak out, I think it's incredibly difficult to bear the weight and the expectation as a product management representative, product expert representative, to keep the weight and carry the weight of all this expectation, because we all work in business environment, and we all know the theory and practice, they sometimes dine on totally different tables. It's easier to be submissive and go with the flow and just tread water occasionally. And also here I have an example of a fashion company from Nordics who wanted to be really more environmentally and socially conscious, and they launched a sustainability initiative doing agile, methodology, using agile methodology, and unfortunately the launch did not solve the inherent problems with fast fashion, and that led to a under delivery of this intended impact and a disappointed customer base. So sometimes it's good to look at, as you said, rightly so, to look at the product strategy and align the goals with the product strategy to ensure that the impact is long term and it aligns with the goals of every level of organization. And it feels waterfally, but it does really not have to be. So a person who, or persons or people who voted for agree, would you be so bold and give your opinion, please?
Yeah, I voted for agree.
Yeah.
In the previous we mentioned in previous conversation that it strongly resonates from PO or project manager seniority. I believe due to different circumstances, product owners tend to prioritize fast things based on seniority and tend to ship the items what is tangible, not looking in long term, avoiding few sprints jobs. I've been in the shoes. I did the same. As my seniority grows, I tend to believe it's the case.
Thank you. I totally agree with you. Been there, done that. Got a T-shirt and learned also along the way. It's easier to do something and to satisfy the hippos and shareholders who are shouting for quick wins, as opposed to thinking about long-term impact. Was there anybody else who voted for agree, or were you the bold single person? I think you were the bold. Yeah.
Yes. I am.
You were the excellent. Thank you very much. So, I time flies when you're having fun, and I feel that we have had a discussion about agile and product-led growth, and I believe we sort of the challenge, the total disagreement and polarization that I was fearing to find, I don't think it's there. So I'm really happy about that. And we sort of challenge each other slightly, and we didn't have few laughs, but maybe we had in the background. So where do we go from here? I think that as humans, we are looking for simple answers and simple solutions where life is complicated. Nothing is simple. And there is no single optimal setup that applies to all companies or products. And both methods have their benefits and drawbacks depending on the context and the implementation. Have we done it in the right way, or are we just doing something? I would say that agile methodology is absolutely suited when developing new products, new features or functionality, when the market is indeed changing super rapidly, and you need to be very quick in response. Product-led growth is maybe suited better for products that are in mature phase. They require omni-channel, end-to-end customer experience and focus on customer entire life cycle, the lifetime value, increase adoption. But honestly, above all, harnessing agile and product-led growth is the real way of creating products people love to use. So I would say, thank you for your thoughts. Keep on mixing your methodology wisely to keep your customers happy. And obviously, always make sure your stakeholders, from the shareholder to CEO to developers, are aware of customer and business value and needs, and have plenty of energy drinks and snacks. Listen, I hope the topic resonated with you. I hope you're going to carry the discussion behind the scenes. If you want to keep on talking with me, please do get in touch. And just to remind everybody, the active contributors, the people who were chatting and speaking out, receive a LinkedIn learning subscription for 1 year from EPAM. Please do get in touch with me on LinkedIn to receive it. Please also give a thumb if you liked the session, or thumb up or thumb down. Instant feedback is always loved. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Enjoy Agile Tour Vilnius.